Hello YouTube! Today we're going to be tuning up an account which probably looks like your dream account. There's a lot going on here and this account is all over the place. The owner reached out and was like, look, help me here. I kind of know my account should be good, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong. And it's only when you look at it you can see, there's a lot of weird stuff here. We've got a Patricia, Star Alchemist Holmes Young, Eos, all at Tree 1? What's that about? And if you look, you see a line of a bunch of T5s. But then when you look deep, you realize we've got an Aspen, a Betty, a Natalie, an Ailamak, a Vulcan, and a Halora. Where's Elena? Where's Freya? What is going on? This account has so much potential. And I was a bit worried. I saw multiple homeowners and I panicked and was like, no, what are we doing here? This is kind of crazy. There's no way this guy can justify having Lord of Fear Aspen and Vulcan at the same time. But then I realized his account's level 400, which is old. And then I looked at this and was like, okay, that's freaking 105 for Lord of Fear Aspen. That's kind of good. Look at Vulcan. It's 105. And I'm like, how's Ailamak doing? Oh, right. He's almost just as good. And the funny thing is, we're short on Mazzy Tazzies. Master's Toolboxes are the issue here, not resources. So my guy just needs some more Master's Toolboxes and he can bump-a-dump this up, which is freaking fantastic. In fact, there's one thing you could do if you want to really kind of just optimize this a little bit. You could pull down from one of these buildings, because these guys aren't as good, these little side tenants, right? Like the Aspen and the Onkirimaru and the Tussalago, for example. Assassins, terrible tenants. But what you could do is strip that down a little bit and use the Master's Toolboxes from there, just to get this Sword Flash 1 to 105. That's probably a good idea. That gives a lot of attack. Wait. You have chests? Are you telling me you have Master's Toolboxes in chests? I can't find them. I don't know where your Master's Toolboxes are. Oh, that is 576 of them, I suppose. I don't know how comfortable I feel going for Master Toolboxes there when Stellar Shards are an option, though. And what, this chest is ancient? Yeah, the 5-star Abyss selection chest. Frickin' wild, baby. Anyway, let's go take a look more at this account and fix it up. So, there's a few things we need to cut down. First is the Vulcan, surprisingly. He's all the way up here, level 120. Just want to strip that back to get some Stellar Shards. And I also want to go ahead and strip back this Ailamak. The Ailamak is fully subbed. I don't think this is necessary right now. I don't think it's an optimal decision to make. So I think we can cut that back to 100 as well. We're just trimming the fat so that we have more Stellar Shards to improve the heroes we do need, like Elena, like Mystic Fairy Freya, because you can see Freya's down here, for example, with no imprints at all. Wild. So we're going to need a lot of Stellar Shards to sort that out. So we're going to go ahead and do that today, tune this up, get this account freaking juicy, boys. It's going to have a Vulcan homeowner, an Aspen homeowner, an Ailamak homeowner, and all the good supports. So let's make it happen, guys. I'm going to strip everyone out of their respective arenas and houses, and we're going to get started. So, we've removed everyone from where they need to be. You can see there's no more homeowners on the account, except for the Lord of Fear Aspen, but that's fine, we're not going to touch him. So, let's get things started. We want to keep the stones, I think, on these heroes. Yes, Soulstone 6 is absolutely massive. And is it the same for Vulcan? Does he have what he needs? Oh, skill damage precision? I feel like holy damage, skill damage would be better, but I know there's some people that go for precision skill damage. Still think holy damage, skill damage is better. But attack's a bit of a weird choice, honestly. But I think all is fine. We'll go with either of those. That's completely good. What we will do, though, is we will strip back the Vulcan and strip back the Ailamak. The best way to do this is to do it transitionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to pivot into this Elena here. So let's go to the evolution cube. Let's start by getting an Elena on the account. So we'll put Elena in. And we also have to go ahead and switch one of these heroes. So we'll go with the Ailamak. So we'll go ahead, replace this. That gets them swapped and gets us all of our resources back. Fantastic. So we'll claim that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the Ailamak back in, because of course we want Ailamak. And we're going to put the Vulcan in like this. And there you go. We'll replace. Just like that. We're going to get rid of Asmodel, because you don't need him. You don't need this guy on the account. He's just kind of a waste of space. Big fat lump. I'm assuming we haven't got spare crystals. No. So we do need to get rid of somebody. Asmodel is a perfectly reasonable hero to get rid of. Actually, no. Hold the ball. We could get rid of Patricia instead. That's probably a better decision. Yes. We'll get rid of Patricia because that's going to get all the Tree of Origin stuff off her as well. And that's going to make Vulcan So we replace. There you go. So now we've got our Vulcan back. And all our resources back there too. Now let's take a look. So we should have a Vulcan. Good. Let's make him the Lego Vulcan. There we are. There's his skin. And now we have Alamak down here. Let's give him his skin. There we are. And we should have Elena. We should have Freya. Perfect. Right, let's tune this up. I'm going to check our Stellar Shards. We have 41 million. Amazing. So we'll start things off by making everybody that we need to Void 4. Excellent. And actually, before we get started here, this Asmodel does not need these. So what I'll do is I'll spend 500 gems to get all these Stellar Shards and some 10 stars back as well. Now, time to draw our attention into the DTV, the Alamak, the Elena, and the Mystic Fairy Freya, and get those up to Void 4. Right, we've managed to Void 4 Alamak, Elena, DTV, and Freya. So far, so good. Now, it's time to get these guys to Tree of Origin 5. We'll start with the Alamak. We're going to go ahead and activate him and upgrade his stuff. Now, I'm pretty certain we're not going to have enough 10 stars here. Yeah, you can see we're running low on puppets. That's fine. We can go ahead and get some more, I'm sure. Heck, there might even be a load of food just lying around. In fact, we're probably going to need some more Stellar Shards here. So we're probably going to get some puppets just by removing imprints off of other heroes that are upgraded, which is probably an optimal thing to do here, which is good. Anyway, we're just leveling up here. We're going to get to cap 100 right now, and that's going to be Tree of Origin 5 on this Alamak. With that done, I'm not going to waste our resources by getting him to 120. What we'll do is we'll go back, and now we'll upgrade the Vulcan. So let's activate here, and let's take him higher. And one of the key reasons I've done this is not just for the Stellar Shards, but actually we were low on Spiritual Essence. The level 120 upgrade on those heroes was really, really hurting the Spiritual Essence total, because it had used quite a lot to get to that point. So thankfully, with all the Spiritual Essence being back, we should be able to get a full-powered, really, really nice lineup. The one thing this account is missing is Cores of Origin. There is only enough to have a max Core of Origin on Lord of Fear Aspen, and that is why he's Destiny. No one else actually has a core. If you look at Vulcan, no core at all. So that's just something interesting, probably worth noting about this account. Anyway, we're going to need to go ahead and remove some of these imprints. I'm going to go with Tussalago first because she is the weakest of the tenants. So I'll just unlock her. We'll go to the imprint map and we'll just get this back. That's 3 10 stars right there. Now I'm going to check the bag. If you got any 10 stars just lying around in here, it's a pretty common thing. Woo! Holy 9 stars. That's wild. What the frick? 401 Elite Hero Shards, 821 normal 5 stars. Okay. We can build some 10-star food. Look at that. We'll get 2 9 stars out of here. Easy. Now, what about this? Okay, look at that. 3 forest, 3 abyss. Bro, I can instantly build you a 10-star in either of those factions. Yep. Yeah, I can. That's Gusta, instantly done. Is that using all the puppets? Oh, my lord. Or do you already have a 9-star? You already have a 9-star Gusta. Okay, there you go. Well, that's instantly Gusta made. Hang on. Who else can I make up? It's yelling at me, Gru. Okay, is that from everything? No, yeah, you just got stuff lying around for a Gru. That's completely fine. Well, there's a 10-star Gru. That was a lot easier than I thought that was going to be. Fantastic. Okay, in that case, we just go to Elena. Let's take up her Tree of Origin. Fantastic. And that's going to be, there you go, Tree of Origin 5 on Elena. And now I need to check our Stellar Shard total. We have just enough, 6 million. Perfect. That's going to be excellent for upgrading Freya. All we need now is some 10 stars to do it. Okay, I'm seeing Kameth and Walter right here. I'm seeing Saja, Sherlock. Oh, bro, this dude have not looked after this backspace at all. Right, we could definitely make King Barton. So let's just scroll through. Who can we absolutely make? So there you go. King Barton's screaming at me. We use the Death Sworn as food here. That's completely fine. And I'm going to pull out some more 9 stars because you got them in the frickin' bag. We might as well use them. What have we got? Well, we need some Walters. We need some Kameths. So if I take a look here, how many Walter copies are you sitting on? Indulge me. Oh! So many! Frickin' loads. It just involves us having to use the 6 stars you've got here. So we'll use a Lutz and a 9-star puppet. There's a 10-star Walter. We'll go again. We'll use 2 more Walters. We'll use this time a 6-star Walter. And then we'll add one of our 9-star puppets. That's a 10-star Walter. Then we'll go ahead and check the rest of the stuff here. You got Sarja here. Do you have any 6 stars floating around? You got that Mirage. Have we got 2 Sarja copies? Yes, we do. Perfect. We'll use Sarja as food. Awaken there. Oh my goodness me. Thank goodness you've got all this food just chilling. All this half-baked progress. Right, we've got Illyria we can use as fodder here. Thale we can use as fodder there. Okay. Which means Sigmund's getting upgraded? I'm guessing so. We need some 6 stars in the Fortress faction, which we can make with all these puppets. Oh, wild. Okay, let's go make some 6 stars real quick. So I'm just going to make Bleaker, Bleaker, and Bleaker. Sure. That's a lot of Bleakers. And now we can use that to make Sherlock as 10-star food. So I'll put in 2 here. Put in a Bleaker copy. I'll put in one of our 9 stars. Goodness gracious. And then we got those Sigmunds as well we can use as fodder. So we've got a Sigmund here. We got 2 more copies there. You know, I love these accounts that have just hoarded so much. It's ridiculous the amount of food you've got. There's Roy getting fed. And next up, do we have OD? Oh my word, look at this. That's Bleaker going in here. 9-star Illyria as food. Redonkadonk. Okay, I just built a ton of 10 stars. Let's just go ahead and start feeding that to Freya. We need to upgrade her in the tree. Let's go. So we're going to start things off by putting in those 2 Walters. So that's going to be cap 1. We'll go again. That's going to be cap 2. For cap 3, we've got the OD. So that should be easy enough. And then Sigmund will be cap 4. So let's put him in. And then we'll use King Barton for cap 5. And just like that, we're good. We've even got some more 10 stars floating around. And there you have it. We are really low on Stellar Shards, really low on Spiritual Lessons, but now we have a bunch of Tree of Origin 5 heroes. Absolutely phenomenal. Next on our to-do list is to upgrade this Eos. But Spiritual Lessons is quite low. So this is where I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about our totals. Everything else we've done here is perfectly tuned up. Eos is kind of one of these awkward heroes, mainly because she's just not that good, but you do need her because she's a really strong tenant for Doom Terminator Vulcan. The other option is to go with Geista because it forms a triangle with Natalia. So if you don't know, Natalia needs Geista and a Doom Terminator Vulcan. But if you go look at Vulcan, he needs a Geista and Natalia. So you can use these 3 heroes to be a home for Natalia or for Vulcan. So you can swap depending on what you need. So if you need a Vulcan to be a big bursty damage hero in PvP, or maybe you're clearing some stuff in Void campaign, that's excellent. But if you're looking to help the survival of an Aspen in boss fights, for example, then you can switch to Natalia, which can be really useful in things like Star Expedition. So I'm curious right now as to whether we get rid of this Eos and build a Geista just to set up that triangle, or whether it's best we keep this Eos just simply because we have an incredible copy here with 5,400 attack, whereas we don't really have any Geista copies that are boasting that same kind of stat. In fact, I don't even know if you have Geista copies. I take it back, you've got 10 right there. And you say the 5,400 is not worth the sacrifice, really? It depends. Maybe our friend here can pick up a really good Geista copy. It's unlikely, but there could be a chance. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are you thinking? Set up the triangle or upgrade the Eos? Actually, the answer is obvious. We don't bother setting up the triangle because that involves us making a choice. If we upgrade the Eos, it's no different from just destroying the Eos now. So we might as well just build up the Eos, and then if we change our mind, we can always destroy it. So let's upgrade the Eos. Let's take her higher. So we're just going to aim for tree 3 here. Stellar Shards. Okay, let's also get some Stellar Shards back. Where are we going to get them? I think it's Alamak. It's Alamak. Strip that. There we get 3 million. That's good. And Starkmist Home Jung's too much of investment right now? Maybe. Maybe Tree 1 Starkmist Home Jung is too much. You could be correct on that one. We'll see where we get with the Eos first. Let's just up this. Let's see what this can get for us. So back to the tree. We upgrade. I'm looking at that Spiritual Lessons total. That's worrying me. We get, okay, level 600 here. So we got level 60. And can we take the cap to 80? I think we can. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that is tight. You are just short on Stellar, which is fine because you got a bunch of chests with Stellar shards in. So I'll just go ahead and pop you some Stellar out of this. There you go. What do I need? Like 40 of these. There you are. It's 100,000 Stellar, which is just enough for this EOS to get up. There you are. That's another cap. Broken. So that is pretty much max use of Spiritual Essence and Stellar Shards at this point. This is tight. Very tight. The little tiny change you could make is maybe change the Star Alchemist Home'sjung to Void 3 instead of him being Tree of Origin 1. That's fine. Kind of like how this Sword Flash is, where you upgrade the attack node here, because that's brilliant how that's upgraded. I like that. And you got a few other heroes like that too. You got the Vulcan here, you got the Aspen here. So they're all tuned up correctly. Same with the Onkirimaru. I like that. They're really, really cool. However, I think Tree of Origin 4 is still pretty solid on EOS. It's a bit of an overstretch when you get some Spiritual Essence, whether you do push the EOS. Maybe you want to save that Spiritual Essence for improving Destiny heroes. There's quite a lot of options that you have. To be low on Spiritual Essence is kind of wild. And you might think, hey, is this Glory Challenge maxed? Yeah, it is. So he's done the whole thing. So it's just a matter of needing to go in on some events that get Spiritual Essence passively. Either way, let's go and deal with our sublimation. That's our next issue. So Vulcan as a hero is going to want every single sublimation node. So let's start with that. And there we go. That is a fully sublimed Doom Terminator Vulcan. So now we draw our attention to the rest of the heroes that are on this account. And this is where things are going to get a little interesting. I'm going to check the chests. Do we have any sublimation? Not really, just this random one here. So what sublimation tuning we need to do needs to be really efficient. We have one in every ability left. So what's the best way to do this? I'm looking at Freya, who has nothing. So we could put the passives into Freya. Also, we've got Halora. She doesn't have an active. Again, that's pretty good. I'm looking at Ailamak. He's lacking a passive too. So already Freya and Ailamak both want passive too. I'm also looking at Elena. She also wants passive too. The only one that needed an active skill there is Halora. So we will improve this. Also, we want passive 2 and 3 on Halora too, which would be pretty good. And you've said Betty's got some? Oh, she does. We could strip back the Betty. And that's passive 2. That's like the one we want. Bro doesn't even have a core on Betty. Does he have core chests? Can we get a core on Betty? Oh, wait, we can get a core on Betty. That is definitely an option. Oh dear, that's quite exciting. What's his treasure train? Oh, that's pretty good. 158 million fixed HP. It makes me wonder, do we need Tree of Origin 5 on the Betty? We could have a T4 Betty, like the EOS, and then shifty this into EOS to make EOS bigger. Isn't TBB more important than the rest, especially with her core? Yeah. But what does Tree 4 and Tree 5 change to do with that? Nothing. The only thing you gain from that is speed and a little bit of survival. Betty doesn't care. Betty gets hit and she CCs the opponent. Unbending Will tanks the blow if you were going to die. You're good. You don't need T5 on a Betty. You don't need it. Anyway, we are going to strip this back. We're going to get this Betty down so that we can put the stuff into EOS. I like this. It's going to be good. But obviously, we probably want to keep these stones on Betty. She's got block attack, HP. You could even argue that we just spend 10, rip her down, and then build her back up again. Because, honestly, these stones aren't amazing. So we'll just go to the evolution cube, hit replace, and we'll put in Patricia. That means we can then put in Betty. We'll replace like so. That gets us everything off of the Betty. And then we just switch back. We put Betty in. And then we put Patricia in. And just like that, the stone is kept. So for the Betty, let's put her skin on her. And let's take her up to Tree of Origin 1. So that's going to give us a ton of Stellar and Spiritual Essence back, which actually means I can now draw my attention back to EOS, and we can finish her off. So that's really good. So EOS is now level 100. We put in another one of these 10 stars. There you go. The cap is broken. And this is an interesting decision we make now. We can keep the Betty at tree 1, because that's all she needs to be to wear a core. Or we go ahead and take her all the way up to Tree of Origin 4. Keeping the spiritual essence behind, though, is good if you potentially want to take any hero to a point where you can destiny them. Because I think we can get one hero to level 120 if you get a little bit more spiritual essence. So that's a really, really tough choice. How close are we to another Destiny hero? I think the only other noble core you have on here is Star Alchemist Home, which is another reason to keep him a tree 1. It is. The other noble core, of course, is Aspen. We're nowhere near Natalie. And I don't think we're anywhere near Halora. No, because Halora would ideally be my next choice. You'd probably want to fully sublime the Halora. And then upgrade her Destiny, so that she makes Aspen even stronger. And then I'd look at doing Natalie and then Vulcan, so you have both of those Destiny improved. So that you have one Destiny Tenant for Aspen, one Destiny Tenant for Vulcan, and they both get real juicy, which is a pretty fantastic way to play the game. But in this particular moment, I'm not too sure what our best option is. And when I'm not sure, I normally just leave it. The other thing that is worth mentioning is if we're going to Destiny someone else, we need more cores of origin, and I already want to use 2 of these chests to get a core for Betty. To get a full core for Halora is 8 chests in total. Same thing for Natalie, same thing for Vulcan. In that time it takes you to get that, you can probably get the sublimation needed to max out Halora. Natalie is already done, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Same goes for Vulcan. So those 2 are fine. So I think your 4 next Destiny heroes, 3 of them are already maxed out when it comes to their sublimation. So the only hero remaining here is Halora. But that does give me the opportunity to go and finish off the heroes for sublimation that we wanted to. If you remind ourselves, we had to rip back that Betty to get the sublimation off of her, which means we can now do the sublimation that we want. So we're going to upgrade Freya here. So there you go. That's upgraded there. Next up, we want to go ahead and look with the remaining resources at who our best target is. I'm seeing here we have a passive 1 still we can go for. Passive 2 has 1, 3, 5. Oh! Mate, you're so close on passive 3. Elena can be fine without sublimation. That's a very well-known fact, that Elena is fine. And CC is something that's sometimes good, sometimes bad. Alomac helps you stay alive, right? Whether you're CC'd or not, being dead sucks. And having that extra bit of damage reduction is really clutch. And we can't even finish upgrading one of these anyway, right? We don't have enough to fully max this. It's only 135. We need to get a whole other chest to get this to 180. So, yeah, I think we go with this. I think we upgrade Splendid Block. And then we need 45k more just to get that finished off, which is totally doable for this account. Just got to get ourselves into the 45,000 chest. Anyway, we have a basic attack to put on someone. Who's got a good basic? Which hero has a basic that we want? Do we just put it on Halora? Because we want Halora to be max subbed because we're going to Destiny Halora? I think that's the choice. I think it just ends up on Halora out of necessity. And DGN was your first thought? Well, no, DGN does have a good basic attack. But this DGN also has max sublimation. So you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I think Scarlet Queen Halora is the right pick because she's going to be someone you make to Destiny at some point in the future. So having this on there is actually kind of good. So let's go throw these down. Voila. There you go. Also, I just want to check. What are you selecting from campaign? What? You're choosing basic attacks. Are you mad? What are you doing? You chose passive skill 1? No, passive 2. Choose passive 2. Inting, exactly. Bro's being dum-dum. Basic is the least important one. Passive 2 is the most common. That or active skill. Why 2? Passive 2 is like... Elena's passive 2 is insane. Alomac's passive 2... We literally just spent the last 10 minutes agonizing on passive 2, right? Did you miss that bit? That's why passive 2 is good. Oh, dear. And you hadn't paid attention to that, Smeeny? Well, there you go. That's why. You donut. Anyway, the account is looking absolutely juiced. I'm loving it. Let's go put these guys in houses. That's the first big thing we need to do to get stuff topped. So I'm just going to double check our stones, make sure our tenants have attack HP. That'll do on EOS, that's fine. Betty, HP. She's not really a tenant, is she? What about the Vulcan? He has skill damage precision, that'll do. Freya, speed attack, speed HP. That's actually pretty fun. The speed stone's fine. She's not even a tenant for anyone, so that's okay. How's Sword Flash looking? Attack with a freaking Kiss a Ghost? Bro's wildin' over here. What? Kiss a Ghost? My guy. Yo, what? Bro, you have clearly not a lot of flags, right? By the looks of things, the fact you had to put freaking crowd on these guys. Just blow up your Kiss of Ghost. Have 4 of them. Kiss of Ghost gives 25% attack. Right, off to the blacksmith. Almost workshop. Artifact regress. Bang. It's not like you're short of artifacts. Look at this. Bro's got 4 Augustus magic balls. And he's worried about a Kiss of Ghost. Right, 1 Kiss of Ghost on Sword Flash. Another Kiss of Ghost on Vulcan. And I'm going to upgrade all these to 6-star. There you go. That's 4 6-star Kiss of Ghosts, giving plenty of attack to our guys. Let's make sure they've got some form of attack stone. Attack HP, attack HP. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, perfect. Let's get these guys moved and tuned then. Let's shove it all into a house and see what happens. With everybody back in their homes, safe and sound, it is time to do one final thing. Level everything up. So, a lot of these heroes need to be pulled up to 400, which we can do here. So there's EOS to 400. Let's get Betty to 360. Let's get Ailamak to 400. Let's get Elena to 400. You get the idea. Vulcan's gonna get to 400. We have so much golden spirit. We might even, if we're lucky, get some X levels on here, which I think is totally gonna happen. Yes, very nice. Okay, let's look at the heroes we want to get to X100 then. So we'll go with Ailamak and Vulcan first. Let's X upgrade these boys. So that's X100 on Ailamak. Let's move to Vulcan. Alright, with Vulcan X100, let's go and focus on tenants. So I'm going to do Elena first, I think. And there you go. Elena is level 100, so we might as well do EOS as well. That's a level 100 EOS. I'm amazed how much we have left over. I can freaking do Freya as well, just so that she's got a bit more survivability. This is kind of dumb. How often do you see that? A full top row of heroes, all X100, all Tree of Origin 5. So let's go take a look at the final numbers we've managed to get. Lord of Fear Aspen is at 13.6 million. We've got Natalia 5.6. We've got Ailamak 9.3. We've got Elena 4.5. That definitely should be higher. Really rubbish Awaken on her. That would also take Lord of Fear Aspen higher too. Vulcan is 11.8. And then we've got ourselves Freya, who's 4.6. And yeah, it's pretty solid. EOS is 6.8 as well. And that's Halora with 5 million. Pretty decent setup of heroes. And what we're seeing here is, without a big train as well, some pretty decent numbers. And sell the Patricia. Yeah, he definitely could sell his Patricia and then buy himself a good Elena if he can get a good Elena. They're quite rare, but you never know. A nice Elena might pop up. So the final thing we're going to do today is actually use this team to do something. What we're doing is facing a Penny, Holmes-Young, Sherlock wave here. We can totally beat that with this lineup, so we just got to make sure we build it properly. So we're going to start with Betty. Let's give her Elusive Mirror. She's already got it. HP is fantastic. Full armor. There you go. That is a decent build. We'll make sure she's got Control Purify, Unbending Will, all the good stuff. She's going to do great. Next, we should draw our attention to the rest of the lineup. So, Lord of Fear Aspen, I'm going to give him a Rui Scepter. Going to make him a control bot. That's our main focus here. And I don't like this. Where is crit attack, holy damage, skill damage, that kind of thing? Also, how much crit damage have you got just coming from the treasure train? Let's check this. 22.5. So if I check the crit damage on your Aspen, can I tune this up? What's he got? Damage reduction. What are you doing? Bro is inting hard. Right, let's just put block in instead of crit. Let's also probably not run damage reduction. I mean, we could do, but I think it might be better to run Probably holy damage, to be honest. I mean, there's a few different choices we could go with. But let's see. We'll go attack. And then we'll run the Receptor. So that's fine. And then now I'm going to change his stone because I do not like this. Okay, attack, holy. I think that's better than attack, precision, to be honest. Holy damage, skill damage. Gorgeous. That can replace your attack, precision. Speed, precision. That can replace your speed attack. And now we just want crit attack. There you go. That is a pretty solid lineup. You could argue speed crit is also really good, but speed precision is pretty much equal to that when it comes to value. A lot of people will lean towards speed attack for some reason, but when you've got a lot of fixed stats coming in here, that attack percentage doesn't really do much for scaling. If you looked at 16% attack here, it doesn't actually give much, like 330,000, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So we'll probably lean towards Holy Skill for this guy. We've got Receptor, which is nice, and you're right, speed attack is for tenants, not for homeowners. And the rest of things are looking good. So let's go tune this guy up with the rest of the team. So we've got 2, 3, 3, 3 there on his speed. I wonder if there's a way to make definitely Halora and Freya faster. Let's see. We can get speed HP on Halora. I wish that was speed attack, but I'm not going to go nuts about that now. Demon Bell on here is totally doable. 2156 is the best we can do. We'll put speed on there. And the speed overall, getting quite a lot. That's fully upgraded stuff. So we're looking at 2196. There's no way that this Aspen is slower than that. So we'll just accept that Aspen is fast. That's why he's wearing Receptor. That's okay. We've got the Halora here. She's 2196. So we want to make sure that Vulcan is slower than that. So what I'll do is I'll make sure Vulcan's a bit of a snaily boy. We've got skill damage precision. That's fine. Yeah, 2289. Let's pull him back. Now he's 2249. Let's remind ourselves what Halora was, 2196. So yeah, if I take off Vulcan's shoes, that should rip his speed apart. There you go. And that gets him 2189. And there you go. That makes him slower than Halora. Perfect. So Vulcan's a slow boy now. That's really good. And yeah, that's going to be fantastic. So we're going to run damage over time Purify on him. I'm going to run it on the rest of the lineup, actually, to be fair, just because the Home'sjung is going to wreck us if we don't. Ailamak, let's build you now. We're going to go with Crown on him. We've got attack purely for the stat gain. That's okay. Don't need to run him with speed. We're just going to go pure attack nodes here. We'll go damage over time Purify. Shelter is good. So the lineup's going to be Vulcan, Aspen, Ailamak, Betty, and then I think it's going to be Freya, Elena. We probably don't even run Halora here. I don't think we need to run Halora. We'll just run Elena to keep us safe from doves. So we're going to build her attack. We'll go with Crown on her. And yeah, she's just going to be really tanky. And then Freya is bonkers. So make sure she's really quick. We'll give her a Demon Bell, actually. You must have a spare Demon Bell. All the way over here on your Olivia. So we'll put this onto Freya. There you go. And let's check 2157. We can speed that up. There you go. For some reason, you've got Lethal Fight back on there. Let's tune that back. There we go. Damage over time, Purify. And yep, 2197 makes her definitely fast enough. Okay, with all that, we've got a really tanky team. Elusive Mirror Betty. And if we wanted to, we could run more Demon Bells if we wanted to feed into the Betty. That's completely fine. That would mean we'd have to run Demon Bell Aspen if we wanted. And just let Vulcan do all the damage with a Crown. That's, again, completely fine. You know what? I'm actually going to do that. Where are you? Where are your Demon Bells? Right? You have loads. Oh, they're all over the place. There's one on Ignis. There's one on Ailamak. Now, I'm going to keep Receptor on Aspen. I'm going to run Demon Bells on everyone else. It's going to be really weird. I'll run a Demon Bell Vulcan and a Demon Bell Ailamak. I think this is the correct choice. Demon Bell Elena, Demon Bell Ailamak, and it's going to be a really weird energy for your team. But it should absolutely shred. And hopefully it ruins this team. So if we go to battle, let's see what happens here. So we're going to put in Aspen, Vulcan, Elena, Freya, Betty, and Alomac. We'll put Betty slot 1. We'll put Alomac slot 2. Everyone else on the back line here. Yeah, this is going to be wild. I'll run as well the Lion Pet just for defense. And we'll activate Aspen's core because it's the only core you have. Now that reminds me, we do need to get a core here. So if I go to these core chests, we've got 2 of them right there. That is going to be an easy Betty core just twice. That is all you'll ever need for Betty's core. Just this. You'll never, ever, 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 ever need to get a core for Betty again. Because every time you get a core to level 3, that'll take that Betty core higher. So what we'll do, we'll just pop this into there like so. That's fantastic. That's already level 2 because of Aspen's core being noble. So this is perfect. And with that core as well, you can easily be Overseer if you haven't already done that, which I'm assuming you haven't. So tons of progress here for you now. So we've got Aspen, we've got Vulcan, we've got Alomac, we've got Elena, we've got Freya, we've got Betty. Betty slot 1, Alomac slot 2. Everyone else on the back line is fine. And we'll just go ahead, put Lion in for safety. And then let's activate the Betty core. And we probably absolutely steamroll this wave. Here we go. So let's take them down. Starts off, HomeXJUMP doesn't touch Betty, which is annoying. Maybe the other one does. Come on, guys, just hit Betty. Is she going to trigger? There we go. Decent-ish control there, hitting the pennies. Finally, the rest of the team doing actives here, which is going to energy feed Betty. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's your Vulcan active. Good stuff. That gets some CC here. You got a lot of crowd control on this team. You got Betty who CCs Elena, Aspen, you got Vulcan too. Starting to lose some guys, but that's not such of an issue. And yeah, Aspen's dead. There you go. One of the pennies is down. Vulcan's ready with another active skill. He should tear this to pieces. Boop. Yep, that's pretty good already. You've lost your Betty. It doesn't matter. Because Vulcan cleans up. There you go. Really, really easy win with that team. Now we've got 3 Sherlocks, 3 HomeXJUMPs. Let's fight these guys. And if you ever need to mix things up, if you need a bit more survival, for example, you can run in Halora and Natalie. You can pull back from your damage, which is completely okay to do. Maybe you want to go with more damage. You could run Melodic Strings Aspen. You could go in Balance Strike on him as well. That's a whole other strategy you can go for, which could work really nicely. Not liking the HomeXJUMP active here, but that's why Elena's there to stop us getting dubbed. A lot of our Unbending Wills have been triggered, which is a little annoying, but that's just classic HomeXJUMP poke. It's going to take a few attempts, this one, that's for sure. Yeah, that wasn't the best. Aspen could get a crazy active here. It's unlikely, though. Nah, he's trying. His CC is really good, but I don't think he's going to cut it. Tanky boy, though. Really tanky boy. Yeah, we need to get a really good Betty crowd control here. The only issue is the Sherlocks. They will reflect the CC back onto us, which is annoying. There we go. Betty triggers. Gotta lock these guys down with as much CC as physically possible here. I don't even know if Betty's needed here. You could probably switch to Natalie and do really well. Oh, man. Elena's definitely needed, though. The amount of dubs you have to take. This one is just about trying over and over and over again until you get a high roll. There you go. Betty's just failed to exist. Yeah. This is tough. Crown the Elena. I could crown the whole team against this, to be honest. I think it's a completely different strategy we need here. Yeah, I'm just going to run a really defensive team. I'm going to take Betty out, and I'm going to swap the Betty for Natalie. Or Halora. Probably Halora. So give me a sec. I'm just going to turn this into a crown lineup. So, full crown lineup apart from 2 Demon Bells. This will be good. Let's remove the Betty just for this fight. We put in Halora. And this is going to be a chunky, chunky team. Let's tear them to pieces. Alright, we're taking some poke damage here, but you can see we're tanking through it pretty nicely. Halora's nowhere near dead. We've already got shields on most of the team there, which we gain passively, which is great. Annoyingly, Halora isn't going to get an active here. Elena's been dubbed, which is very irritating. Freya does get an active, though. That gives us a ton of damage reduction. That burst out there, triggering Unbending Will on Halora. Does give her a shield, though, because she blocks. Hopefully she can continue to protect herself, but it's not looking like it's going to be great here. We are eating those active skills. I'm scared about Halora's survival here. Maybe she can clutch it back. She needs a heal. Oh, my word. She could actually live here. Nope, I think she's going to die. Oh, we are getting our rounds off. Oh my word, we are going to heal. Oh, that's such a fluke. That's crazy. Huge damage there from Vulcan. Okay, Halora finally dies. The damage over time, that's fair enough. You can see the Freya and the Halora are a lot squishier because they're not wearing crowns. Although it looks like Freya might get an active here if we're lucky. Yep, getting dubbed there on the Vulcan is unfortunate. But that's not such of an issue. Freya gets another active. That gives massive shields to the team. Second active is always a fun one. Okay, Vulcan's free now. That's really good. Full shields as well. And full energy. Yeah, Vulcan's going to absolutely annihilate this as soon as he gets the active opportunity. So yeah, Aspen snatching life away from one of the Holmeses. Boom, huge hit there from Vulcan. And I think Aspen's going to clean this one up by the looks of things. Yep, shredded and deaded. Beautiful. Look at that. Aspen and Vulcan working together beautifully to destroy the wave. And yeah, this account has been massively transformed, and there's a ton of progress that can be made here. Chapter 4 in Void Campaign should be a breeze. Chapter 5 will be a little more difficult, but I genuinely think this account can do really nicely. So what would I recommend to this account moving forward? Well, it depends entirely on what the owner wants. We could lean heavily towards Aspen and Vulcan, get A tiers of both of them if we want to. I've already suggested where we can go with Destiny. We could Destiny Natalia, Halora, and Vulcan, giving us a Destiny tenant in Natalia for the Vulcan and a Destiny tenant Halora there for the Aspen. I'd make your 5th Destiny hero an Elena, which would be another tenant for Aspen as well. And that could just be a really good collection of heroes to do really well against these opponents. You already have a ton of artifacts, so really it just comes down to improving your Awakens and your Destiny levels, which is all you really need to do. So projects moving forward is get some more sublimation for Halora, so that you can give her Destiny levels. For that, you'll need a core for Halora, then you'll need a core for Natalie, and you'll also need to get yourself a core for Vulcan. So that's a lot of stuff to save up for moving forwards as well. Consider A tiers for Aspen and Vulcan if you want to go nuts with them. But either way, this is the dream account for so many people because you're getting to use the 2 most powerful heroes in the game. Technically 3 most powerful heroes, really, because Ailamak is up there as probably the best defensive support in the game. And by using all 3 of them together, you get incredible control and damage from both Vulcan and Aspen. And then the survival given to you by the Ailamak, especially when you slap golden crowns on all 3 of them, is ridiculous. That lineup will shred through bosses, and it will annihilate almost every game mode. Where you need a little bit more protection is when you'll pivot towards using the Betty, and that's why she's here, to give that control. That's going to be great in Overseer. But for most things, you can get away with just running a whole line of supports and letting the Aspen, the Vulcan, and the Ailamak do all the work. Best of luck to you, my man. This is a beautiful account now, and genuinely could be one of the cleanest accounts I've seen in a while now that it's been tuned up. Let me know what you think about this account in the comment section down below, and I feel that you guys definitely should aim to have something like this yourselves. Even if it takes you a million years, it is definitely, right as of me making this video, probably the best an account could look. So yeah, pretty cool, and not an A tier in sight. Either way, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you want to catch more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, and of course, have an amazing week, and happy idling.